Hey everybody, I am back, and I am married and such, but before I get into babbling on about that too much, let's go ahead and jump into pick ban here. Between Detonation Focus Me, Crest Gaming Act, took about a week and a half off because got married and then went on my honeymoon, and now I am back. So got a little of history to catch up on as far as where the meta is and all that and such. Went through the 9.5 patch note, so up and up on that, but the fact that Yasuo is getting banned here, a little startling. I didn't see that cross the board last week. I'm not sure which team here is going to end up picking up the win. We discussed a while ago, or I think maybe in a video or two ago, not that long ago. Gonna just be focusing on Detonation Focus Me. I should be able to start doing more casts on games. Hopefully I can get the full playoffs of the LJL and can maybe start prepping for that, be a little bit more on top of things in that regard, because just cannot keep up with all the games with work and such. But anyways, almost through the first phase of Pickman. Looks like maybe some heavy targeting of the top side, getting rid of Yasuo just because he is a hard counter to Yorick. Imagine that Yorick, probably a favorite of both of these top laners, or at least a priority in their minds. And Crest Gaming Act just going to get rid of Yorick so that Detonation Focus Me cannot pick that up for himself. So after getting rid of that counter matchup off the table, getting rid of Tom, Kench, Jace, Lissandra, and Vladimir. A lot of people saying how strong Vladimir is. He's pretty much can beat anybody in lane right now. Now leaving Lucian up as a first pick. His priority in as an AD carry has jumped up significantly, especially after the AD carry changes. He just is returned back to his lane dominant self, as everybody else is kind of having to scale up to get those red items and stuff. And yes, don't mind as I continue to talk. I'm going to stretch out because worked out, and geez Louise, am I sore. Goodness. So Crest Gaming Act sorting through their bottom lane right now. They want to hold out on their mid or top laner for a last pick. Get that counter matchup. Likely to see that in the top side. Going to Nap. Don't want EV getting away with everything. I believe on this patch, I think Silas is not available. Not sure if that's for everyone right now. Nico, unlikely to see her this patch. She did get nerfed pretty heavily. Some people still experimenting with her. She had an on-hit build that was apparently absurd. Saw it a little bit left and right, and it did just seem to do way too much damage for the kind of champion that she was. A lot of people did not expect that. Riot quickly did a hotfix on that, trying to sort through that damage that she was doing. But I do think we did see her once or twice, or at least once, a couple across a few different regions. I'd have to go back and check that out. But right now, before we head into the next phase of bans, we've got our mid laners and bottom lane all picked out. I'm expecting that we're going to get several junglers banned out here, already having Xin drop out. Been seeing a lot more Rek'Sai. I know that I would be excited to see Vi potentially show up here. It's very unlikely. I know that she did just get some kind of her kit swapped around. She's more of a tank bruiser rather than just a straight up bruiser now, or like more of like a glass cannon just kind of ulting in, popping a target, killing them and dying, like maybe something like similar to a Nocturne. Now she's much more tanky, can dive into the back line, survive a little bit longer, maybe pop a single target. It'll be interesting to see if that can come through. Instead, gonna be getting rid of Aurelia and get rid of Skarner. So several junglers being out here. Skarner also changed this patch. The Spire is much larger now. On the red side of the jungle, they can actually cover and go over to Krug. So priority for Skarner increased heavily, just because he can now actually clear the jungle incredibly fast. I mean, he used to be able to do it, got nerfed, but now that he has access to the Spire across the entire jungle, it'll help him out significantly. On top of that, you can no longer see the Spires on the map, so you can't track him down as easily. It was always sort of a rough situation when you went to invade someone and you're stealing camps and you're like, well, if I don't get this Spire, I'm gonna take these camps really slowly, and then I might be found by the other jungler. Or if I take this Spire, they're all going to know I'm here. And it was this nasty catch-22. Didn't make Skarner that great in the invade. But now that is no longer a problem. Very likely to see him show up a lot more across many different regions. We have Aatrox locked in. I don't think that is going to be going top. I do think that is going to be reserved for jungle. It can, of course, be flexed towards the top side. Crest Gaming Act can play around with that. Detonation Focus Me. Just locking in the next available top tier jungler, Nocturne. And then going for Camille for the top side to try and deal with Aatrox. It's kind of an interesting matchup, the Camille into Aatrox. I haven't been seeing too much Camille recently. Interested to see how this plays out in this matchup. Maybe they're just trying to play around the idea that Aatrox could have been going jungle. Instead, Crest Gaming Act gonna pivot, throw Gragas into the jungle, send Aatrox topside. So the Camille Aatrox, I know we saw a lot of Camille earlier on the season, especially with Galio being able to drop in behind her. Camille getting nerfed a little bit, no longer that useful in the jungle, and we haven't seen much of her topside. So it'll be pretty cool to see how she matches up against the Aatrox. I could see how that would work, especially with the hook shot, able to maybe dodge out some of Aatrox's skills. Aatrox, although he was nerfed a couple of patches ago, people thinking he was just a dead champion, he is still quite strong. I know that in solo queue, I've underestimated the power that he can bring to the table, and I have suffered for it dearly. But anyways, heading in, let's go ahead and look at these team compositions. Detonation Focus Me, whoa, looking to get rolling on this snowball. Very pick-centric sort of team composition. They just want to pop a target very quickly, lock one single target down, kill him, move on to the next. Got a little bit of movement, or at least some added CC with the Rakan, who also reserved a buff. The Grand Entrance no longer that as slow as it had been nerfed down to. So cool to see Rakan back. Maybe that'll open up the support pool a little bit wider for supports moving on into playoffs. He's a champion that a lot of people have a lot of success with, so help, I guess the speed up on the Grand Entrance really helping him out a lot. So very pick-centric. Crest Gaming Act, a little, I would say, a little more well-rounded team composition. They have the disengage of the Gragas and Braum, the pick potential with that as well. Kai'Sa to scale up, Zoe for that lane dominance. Old Blanc Zoe matchup, pretty tough, but Zoe quite the strong champion, so it's going to be cool to see which direction that goes. And then Aatrox able to round that out. Bit better of a front-to-back sort of composition, I would say, in that regard. Let's see if Crest Gaming Act, though, can hold up to Detonation Focus Me, who are now 15-1. Not a surprise there on people thinking who was going to win this one. Detonation Focus Me continue to just be the dominant force in the LJL. Not many people able to hold up to it. I'm waiting for a team that is going to stir up the LJL. And there are definitely teams that are showing promise. I mean, Crest Gaming Act being one of those. But league as a whole, still pretty young overall. And let's see here. Make sure about the standings on that, because I do think Detonation Focus Me. I mean, they lost a game. I mean, hey, that says so much about their grand weaknesses and such, and how maybe they can finally be beaten and such, and be taken down. Oh yeah, but Crest Gaming Act is on their tails against Detonation Focus Me right now. Unsold Stuff Gaming right behind Crest Gaming Act. So maybe Crest Gaming Act, let's very interested to see, considering these are the top two teams. And I did just see the standings, and I'm a fool, wasn't thinking about it. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted. Honeymoon was great, relaxing, but the travel back, long flights, yada yada, had to drive a lot. Not gonna drag this out though too much on that regard, but let's go ahead and talk about this game. See how Cross Gaming Act can hold up the Detonation Focus Me playoffs right around the corner. How are they going to be able to deal with this team? Can they even pose a threat, or are they just going to get run over by Detonation Focus Me? Just going for this even risky team comp, this high risk, high reward team composition, and they can get away with this. They haven't had many teams able to hold up to them, and it's in one way it's really cool to see them go for these kinds of team compositions that can go, you know, hard on the paint and jump in, pile onto a target, and then run enemy over. But there's almost a sense of, whoa, Camille doing a lot of damage to Nap, showing how that hook shot is going to work when Aatrox wants to start chaining that Q of his. Just going to get stunned up and paused on that. So cool interaction there from the Camille. But while I think a lot of people do desire this, like these high octane, like, oh, let's kill you, let's get you out of here. If there's like a major skill discrepancy, such a huge skill discrepancy between teams. Oh, nice interaction there. It's like if Detonation Focus Me is, you know, through the roof good, it doesn't matter what they play. They're always going to smash anyone. They just happen to pick a team composition that'll run you over even faster, and then there's nothing for you to do or even to deal with. Or like there's no reason for them not to just run you over, you know. But if they are pushed to the limit, they will be forced to play the best champions. Now, a lot of those top laners were banned out and to make that, and they do have a lot of priority picks, so they are playing the meta. It's just too many questions for me right now as far as where they match up on the global scale, and if their laners can match up to some of those best other laners in the world, in the LCK, in the LEC. I'm not gonna compare it to the NALCS until they get really rolling for themselves. You know, I'll keep the shade on that. But we see this lane dominance in the bottom lane at 10 CS lead. They'll be getting a little bit of it back here as they're forced on their turret. But Lucien and Rakan have that lane control. Rakan can just dive in and jump on those targets. Braum can only jump in and protect a little bit of the damage here. But we see maybe Rakan with his Q that he can throw on out. Maybe it does provide enough lane control for them that they can protect themselves and such. But more on the top lane as they look on the bottom lane. I do really think that interaction is cool. With the hookshot, that's some pretty high thought. I don't know if a lot of people are picking Camille into the Aatrox right now. Oh, and then we see Rakan going in, jumping, diving in and out, being annoying as Rakan as he just does what he does, dancing around with everybody. Not fun, not fun. And let's see here. But yeah, the hook shot to avoid the Darkened Blade, and it'll also help out with the Infernal Chains. I mean, when that does happen, we did see Eevee get locked up by the Infernal Chains, but I mean, if you stun up and time out the Darkened Blade, the second phase of that, then you're fine. You essentially win that trade. He will not have enough CC. I would imagine the timing of Camille's Q should get through that timing slot so you can get that true damage coming through on her kit there. So some nice forethought by Eevee to piece this together. Again, I don't know if this has been a pick that's been used across the board by everyone. But yeah, that Gleaming Quill being obnoxious from the Rakan. Just being enough range to do what it can. I mean, also Lucien doing a lot of work. It's not really a surprise. Lucien and Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's range, not great, relying on that heavy scaling. And what do you do against heavy scaling? You pick a champion with early lane pressure. Lucien even has some pretty good lane pressure going into later parts of the game. Pachimeka, though, might get caught out here by LeBlanc. Moon not going to dive in fully because knows that Zoe's right around the corner. But we have Steel actually taking away red buff. And Hachimeka going to get a little bit behind here. And sad news for him. Good play by Detonation Focus Me to play around their jungler. Moon forcing in the minion wave so that Luna would have to take care of that farm. Handing over to the Nocturne out of sight of vision. You could assume that, oh, maybe Nocturne's over there. I think a smarter team might have, or well, better put together team might have assumed that. Maybe called from pressure from the top laner, but I think he was receiving pressure as well. Missed what the top lane was doing exactly, but Detonation Focus Me have that lane control, able to force their way into the jungle, and now Hachimeka down a level. Nocturne level 6, likely to clear this bottom lane. We do see a ping towards the bottom side. I imagine that there's going to be a mad pylon towards the bottom side of the map here shortly. Nocturne popping that ultimate. And he does have lethal tempo, it looks like, in his back pocket, if I'm looking at that correctly. But regardless of that, we do see Steel moving on down. He's going to get caught out by this control ward, so he doesn't want to pull the trigger just yet. Wants to figure out where Hachimeka is. We do see pings as the blue buff is about to be spawning here. Know that Gragas is probably going to be looking towards that, and LeBlanc trying to get in position. They still don't know where the jungler is. They're just going to play it safer now. Don't want to flub up a dive because Hachimeka now should be level 6. I don't know if they did catch that. They do keep seeing pings. Oh, nope, they did get a ward there. So now know where Hachimeka is. Don't want a barrel flying out from Gragas, spoiling their fun under a turret. But now we have mid laner and jungle duo roaming on in the bottom lane, and Hachimeka getting left out to dry here a little bit. Doesn't win the smite fight. Hachimeka does pick it up for himself. Steel not able to steal it away, but does have that level advantage still. Dragon still up on the table. It is just a Cloud Drake. No one too interested in picking that up for themselves just yet, but waiting to see where this Nocturne decides to drop his ultimate. Still looking towards the bottom side of the map, just because Lucian's potential for taking turrets very easily. And I think Crest Gaming Act a little bit aware of this, trying to get some more vision control, make sure that they can protect their side of the jungle. Maybe some certain entry points best they can, but instead jungle is just going to be farming it out. Pretty slow game so far, but although it is a slow game, we see that there's already a 1k gold difference. See that CS difference in the jungle, mid lane, bottom lanes, slowly just inching out their leads here. Moon now getting blue buff for himself, going to help him out, clear that wave, clear those waves a little bit better, especially against the Zoe, who can, once has an item or two, can typically destroy a backline of minions. So as they have control, we do see a ping out on the bottom side. Is Zoe gonna spot this? They use the scrying orb. I'm not sure though if it did in fact catch the Nocturne. It doesn't look like you see that effect animation on there. Luna popping over there does piece together that Rifttail's there. But Detonation Focus Me have complete control of that area. Rakan sitting on the side as well. We have Braum coming up towards the river as well. But now we have the engage onto Gragas. He moves out a little bit too far on his own. Detonation Focus Me play Hachimeka real hard into that. Get a kill for themselves. Get the Rift Herald over onto the Nocturne. So first blood, Rift Herald in their back pockets now. Hachimeka, man, looking like a fool there. But Detonation Focus Me, brilliant play by them to sort of set that situation up. They knew that they had control, that they have the power in their champions right now. Like, hey, let's just play this smart. Let's get that lane control. Let's call down our jungler. And Luna, let's perfect. Want to see this replay really badly. They don't know that Rakan's in the area, but they don't see him on the bottom side. Like, what's going on here? Braum better shift on up to the top side. Hachimeka looking around is like, all right, let's go ahead and check this out. This is a little rough by Hachimeka, actually, because they did know, should have known that. You know, I was going to give Hachimeka a little bit more credit, maybe just like a sense of curiosity. Maybe you could get the steal, but that was just poor decision making. You knew that there was at least 2 members over there. You knew that Nocturne was likely to be taking it, that you could get jumped on very, very easily. Luna was already back in lane. So a little bit rough, but good by Detonation Focus Me to set that up. Rift Herald getting summoned by Nocturne now, really pressuring the bottom lane. Greg is going to be here shortly to drop Smite as well. I don't know if they'll be able to get much. They'll at least... Oh, no, actually, that turret is very low. They're going to be getting this turret for themselves right now. Well before turret plating drops. There's another minute before that drops. And full turret plating. First turret, a lot of gold into the back pockets of Detonation Focus Me. Now with a 3k gold lead already at 13 minutes. And a lot of that gold, let's go ahead and see here. 1k, missed where that gold was. A 1k gold lead onto Lucian, and now they're going to pick up Cloud Drake for themselves. Crest Gaming Act just not getting anything done. Hacha Mecha getting bullied around the jungle pretty consistently. Every lane getting smacked around just a little bit. The only thing that's looking maybe promising is the top side, but we've seen how Camille has interacted with Aatrox so far, and I don't think Aatrox is going to be able to single-handedly piece this game together. We do see aims towards the top side of the bottom lane, swapping lanes here now for the added protection of the turrets here. Want to make sure that Kai'Sa and Braum stay safe for themselves. Aatrox considering going back. Nap not sure if he wants to try and set something up, be cheeky here. 4 members of Crest Gaming at top side and have the vision control in the river. Khan's going to be able to get himself in there. We have Nocturne shifting towards the top side and LeBlanc as well. Camille on the bottom side of the map does have teleport, no deep wards. Crest Gaming Act really trying to force the situation here, trying to force Detonation Focus Me into a bad situation, but Detonation Focus Me are not taking the bait. They know that Aatrox is still missing, so they want to make sure that they know where he's at before they make a play here. Able to wait it out. Play out. LeBlanc hit, but Luna chained up and not able to play off that. Luna needs to be real concerned here. Ignite on both mid laners here, so expecting kill to happen any moment now. Nocturne ultimate up again. Where is he going to drop it? I think it's going to be as quick as we happened the first time. As soon as he sees one target out on his own, have that confirmation that they are in fact out by themselves, and to drop it immediately. Ooh, where's that going? It does get over to Zoe, but that was still very, very close by Nap. Zoe, very close stuff. And this Kai'Sa and Braum just cannot do anything on their own. We have the support of Nocturne coming as well. Turret plating down at least so that Detonation Focus Me can't get a ton of gold on their own. But you just see how the lane dominance over the Lucian really coming into play here over the Kai'Sa. This turret's going to be dead very shortly. Hacha Mecha just trying to do what he can as far as in the jungle, but still a level down. And has not been able to make anything happen. Detonation Focus Me just feels like they are choking out Crest Gaming Act here so easily. Crest Gaming just not putting up a fight, and champions coming in majorly. I mean, if Crest Gaming Act can scale, get themselves to a team fighting state, when they can perform a front to back sort of fight, I think they can pull it off. But that's still a ways away as they wait for the scaling. Storm Raids are sure completed for Kai'Sa, but working towards that Rage Blade, it looks like now, and that's going to be ways away. It's going to take quite some time for that to get rolling. And with another Cloud Drake spawning here, I mean, at least Crest Gaming aren't up against anything like an Infernal or Mountain Drakes. I mean, Cloud Drake, it still helps out Detonation Focus Me quite a bit. I do like that dragon. Once you get all those, if you can get 3 Cloud Drakes, you're running around the map real fast and stuff. But at least there's just that. I'll be interested to see how Detonation Focus Me pull this game forward. I would expect their attention to be shifting towards mid here once the bottom lane gets that top lane turret. Crest Gaming Act just trying to do the rest. And whoa, that Zoe packing a hefty punch right now. And a lot of damage. And Nap getting pincered here. He should be able to get over the wall. No, but Hextech Ultimatum dropped onto Aatrox. He does use the ultimate, so he will be regenerating here. Here comes LeBlanc, though. He does have access to Flash, so he might be able to get away. Ignite dropped onto Nap. Will he survive? It's going to be very tight. The last tick does get Aatrox down. He is out of there. Kill going over to LeBlanc. Very close situation there for the LeBlanc, but kill over, and now that LeBlanc likely to be snowballing real hard. But with a LeBlanc away, here comes Crest Gaming Act trying to force down this turret, but the bottom lane of Detonation Focus Me are on the backside. We see the ultimate coming out from Lucian, but I'm going to buffer that damage considerably. Hachimeka trying to make a play here. A little bit of slow reacting time, a lot of ultimates used there. We see Trouble Bubble hitting the Rakan, not landing yet. Our Crest Gaming Act going to be able to get it. LeBlanc going in, trying to get a target here. Oh, but Hachimeka making a disastrous play. Now under the turret, going to be dying here shortly. And dang, Hachimeka just messing up. Felt like he flubbed up twice there. Really slow trigger finger on some skills. Ooh, but getting a return kill onto LeBlanc. Ramoon being a little too saucy there, thinking he could pick up another kill for himself. But while Crest Gaming Act able to pick up their first kill, Detonation Focus Me picked up a turret. They're able to get that other kill onto Gragas. Say the control of the game is still in favor of Detonation Focus Me right now. Second Cloud Drake will help them quicken their pace around the map. Mountain Drake going to be spawning next. Looks like a third turret might be falling here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's Kaisa up on the top side. Picking up farm for herself. Still down quite a bit of CS here. But at least getting herself a kill, so it will be helpful as she makes her way towards that Rage Blade. Little by little, closing in on that priority. And if they can get that, I mean, Crest Gaming Act might be in a better state here. They are still down 4k gold here, and Baron's going to be spawning shortly. I don't think Detonation Focus Me have it in their kit to take a Baron easily. However, they can start playing around that and start playing with the vision. Try and force out a single target from Crest Gaming Act. Make them make a mistake here. And Hachimeka kind of flubbing left and right here. Maybe not too comfortable on the Gragas. I mean, we've seen him perform well on the Zen and stuff, but I don't know how many games he does have on Gragas. How many? Yeah, this is actually his first game on Gragas, so I mean, Zen, his most played champion, is far more used to those aggressive style champions. It looks like pretty noticeable weakness on the control jungler spectrum. So a little rough. Still sneaking around. Ooh, and Eevee, though, going in. We see the Paranoia drop by Nocturne, but he's not going for a target just yet. Trying to find the perfect one. Here comes Aatrox, though. Hex Ultimatium drop from the Camille. Does have GA. Will be coming back shortly. Sorry, that's the Nocturne coming back shortly. Nap still ticking away on his ultimate. Nocturne falling down on his own. LeBlanc picking up a kill now. Camille away there, so it was a 1-to-1 trade. And Detonation Focus Me getting a little trigger happy here, getting tired of waiting around, want to start picking up kills here, forcing their way into the jungle, not only to just steal camps, but also some lives. Nocturne falling, though, giving over a little bit of gold for themselves, and now Crest Gaming Act have the numbers advantage, or at least, well, not exactly numbers advantage, but they do have the jungle advantage, I'm sorry. Right now, still eyeing for that mid lane turret, and they've done quite a bit of damage on that mid lane right now. But it looks like they're going to be handing over that top lane turret here. So let's go ahead and see this. Still being very patient. Eevee coming on in says, all right, let's do it. I want that blue buff. I see what the numbers are on there. Trying to steal it, still couldn't get in. Trying to find the target that he wants to. Was probably hoping to see Zoe, but says, I got to go in. Eevee's going to die here soon. Hops on in. Luna now playing on farther back. Trying to find the ideal location to jump in. Hachimeka getting a kill for himself. Would have been better to get that over onto maybe as the Zoe or Aatrox. Aatrox falling there as well. So unfortunate kill transfer. I would still give this control right now. Detonation Focus Me. Mountain Drake spawning in less than 2 minutes. Another turret falling in their favor. That mid lane turret. Crest Gaming Act. They definitely want to get it, but it's going to be easy for Detonation Focus Me to sort of play around that, I think. Maybe with Crest Gaming focusing mid so hard, they might be able to get the fights that they actually want. I mean, they got it once already, so... And then they can beeline towards Baron. And to see, and Ramoon going on the Hachimeka. I'm pretty low. Detonation Focus Me say, no, 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 you are not allowed to look at Baron. That is not for you. Clearing out that vision that was just set up by Crest Gaming Act. Camille, with Trinity Force completed, seems to have complete lane control on the bottom side of the map, or at least in her own lane. So has that split push threat available. Aatrox doesn't seem too interested in dealing with that, but they need to send someone on those side lane. Crest Gaming Act turning towards mid, but now Camille's going to get some time onto that turret. Now she does have Ravenous Hydra, or the Tiamat, I'm sorry, and the Sheen proc off the Trinity Force is going to get some damage off that. Not a ton, so nice movement by Crest Gaming Act to sort of counteract that. What we see here, Detonation Focus Me really just trying to force the envelope, try and find those single targets, really play into their team composition. Crest Gaming Act doing a good job of sort of just trying to mitigate their losses best they can. They're trying to avoid fights. I mean, there have definitely been flubs here. Hachimeka, huge critical point towards that. But it's still going to be very difficult for Crest Gaming Act to get into this game. Going to need something like a nice front-to-back team fight to happen here. Or Zoe to just get a nice sleepy trouble bubble pop a target. But now we see the eyes towards the dragon. Both teams want this. Help them take that Baron. But Crest Gaming Act know they don't want to have anything funny happen. And Nocturne's going to start that dragon on his own. LeBlanc almost taking out Hachimeka single-handedly. Got control of the dragon pit. Now Crest Gaming Act is saying, well, can't get that dragon. We try to put some more down there, and that's going to give it over to Detonation Focus Me, who now will be that much better, or present themselves with better opportunity of taking Baron, and might be forcing towards that objective a little bit more now. Crest Gaming Act probably really want to kill that Lucian. They see that 750 gold available on the Lucian, that CS difference from the Kaisa. If they could just get it onto Kaisa, make that difference up for themselves, it'd be really, really nice. And Kaisa, though, with that Rage Blade, gonna be able to tear it up in team fights pretty hard. Now, which direction is this going to go? We have all the ultimates available for Detonation Focus Me. They're going for this sort of 1-3-1 composition, or this 1-3-1 split push with LeBlanc and Camille, trying to force Crest Gaming into bad situational positions and flexing Nocturne between different positions, playing with that paranoia that he could be there, and then drop that ultimate. He's flying in, kills that target out by himself. Pace of the game definitely slowing down now, as these teams just looking towards items. It looks like Lucian just completing Infinity Edge, so a lot of damage for himself right now. And ooh, a little off target there with his Paddle Star, but no problem. Here comes Eevee, though, going on to Nap. It looks like he wants to fight. Hextech Ultimatum dropped on Aatrox, and whoa, that is so much damage. Forcing out the ultimate now. Hextech Ultimatum going to be down now for the next fight. Forcing back Aatrox. Not comfortable with taking that fight. Does not want to take any turret shots. But it's clear Camille has the priority in this matchup now. Has Titanic Hydra finished. Has the Trinity Force. Doesn't want to play around with the Aatrox under a turret. But here comes Hachimeka now. Is Detonation Focus Me kind of pull the trigger towards bottom side? Nope. Nocturne roaming over. Maybe just playing it safe. But where is this 5k gold lead going to get them? They're trying, just waiting on Crest Gaming to make a mistake. Waiting for someone to pull out. But Crest Gaming have done a pretty good job of just waiting around, Trying to hold off, wait it out. Is that mistake, though, going to happen? And instead, they're just going to pull the trigger. Detonation Focus Me, tired of waiting around for things to happen, going to dive on Nap. They got the ultimate out, so they're going to pull the trigger on him, going to dive onto him, and that is it. That seemed like their plan from the start. And now it looks like Steel and Eevee out on their own in the in the enemy base. Crest Gaming Act on the hunt for them, but while members of Crest Gaming Act chase down members of Detonation Focus Me, rotating towards the mid, doing a nice chunk of damage, and Camille actually looking to get out of there. Steel taking the fall there. Good guy, just going towards the fountain to kill himself, split up the attention. But here comes Grendel, though, going to be on the hunt for Eevee. Is he going to get the Q? Nope, just dodges that out. Avoids that for now. See that replay again. They know Aatrox doesn't have his ultimate, doesn't have the protection of that. So nice heads up play by Detonation Focus Me. Say that we can do this dive easily now. We have the tools to lock this guy down over and over again. Gonna transfer that turret aggro over and over again. Steel gonna get... Oh, actually had GA, so unfortunate tool to lose right here. Steel just gonna run on over to base. Dodges it out. Oh. Does Fountain just ignore? I mean, he had GA. I guess Fountain just ignores GA, or did we just not see the animation go through? I mean, it's not off cooldown. That's confusing. Maybe it was just a visual bug or something. I don't know. But now we got Camille bearing down on an open inhibitor. Teleport available for both top laners right now. Who is going to take part in this game of chicken? Is Detonation Focus Me just going to get access to Baron? Crest Gaming gonna have to send someone to help out Aatrox with this Camille, because she's been just beating this Aatrox up pretty hard. Got another Cloud Drake happening, spawning here soon, and this is gonna play into Detonation Focus Me's goal of splitting apart Crest Gaming Act even more. If they can get a third Cloud Drake, they'll be running around the map very quickly and able to force Crest Gaming into an even worse situation. So really nice dragons actually ended up for Detonation Focus Me. I mean, it was one thing for it to just be one Cloud Drake from the start, but with 3, they're going to be able to really boost their status here with the this 1-3-1. But Crest Gaming Act, ooh, almost reset there, but not quite. Detonation Focus Me not getting all their dragons. I mean, still 2 Cloud Drakes in the back pocket. Detonation Focus Me have turrets to get for themselves. And 6-1 turrets. 7k gold lead from Detonation Focus Me. Crest Gaming Act, you gotta act here. Gotta make something happen. Set up around Baron, get this team fight going for yourselves. Maybe you put yourself in a bad situation of Camille taking your inhibitor and potentially other parts of your base. I think you need to try and force out that teleport, though. Use Gragas and Braum to sort of try and reset a fight for yourselves. And then once you have that teleport advantage, I mean, it's a tough task to do because you have so much dive potential from Detonation Focus Me. But I mean, between the Braum and Gragas, I think he got some potential to avoid that fight. Hachimecha on the side, out on his own, and he's gonna get dove. Hachimecha, you're out on your own again. No vision control. We see the teleport coming in from Aatrox. He can't cancel that, so that's a flub by Crest Gaming Act 2 times in a row. Now Detonation Focus Me have the teleport advantage, and Detonation Focus Me can start force something around the Baron. They haven't made the call for Baron yet, but we do see members of Detonation Focus Me. We see a ping over on there. The jungler is dead, so now you're of course going to send Camille towards that inhibitor. Aatrox is going to have to deal with it. And this is such an easy takeaway from Detonation Focus Me. Hachimecha, what are you doing, man? You're just doing a lot of things wrong here. Nap forcing to ulti here. Here comes the member of Crest Gaming Act. Can they make a hero play? Aatrox dead. Now that's going to be a free inhibitor from the Camille. Baron secured by Nocturne. Camille getting the inhibitor for herself. And this game is falling apart at the seams for Crest Gaming Act. They are not going to have much left in the tank this game. Going to be over here probably pretty shortly, as this 1-3-1 just oh so threatening. We already see members of Detonation Focus Me returning back to their lanes. Eevee can join the team very easily with a quick teleport if they want to. Probably don't need to. But let's go ahead and see this again. Hachimecha out on his own, one ward. Maybe he thinks that they're doing... I mean, he knows they're not doing Baron. They have a control ward there. He's just looking for something to do, I guess. Like, kind of checked out here. Probably a bit tilted. It was going through the motions. But not good stuff here. Aatrox now just responding. Baron up for another 2 minutes and 30. Letting Cannon Minion just whittle down that turret little by little. I'll be getting that shortly. Zoe doing what she can to take that target out. Able to do so, but now we have Camille on the bottom side. Who's gonna go over there and deal with that? I don't. Multiple members of Detonation Focus Me, and then they're just gonna let the super minions get on there. Eevee just stutter stepping there a little bit, knows that kind of advantage they have. Sitting 3-0. Sitting pretty. Has no real concerns in life. Detonation Focus Me just slowly choking out Crest Gaming Act. And Crest Gaming just, they don't have an answer. They're left out to dry. This game's going to be carried out pretty systematically. Still more than a minute and a half of Baron left. It's going to be turret dropping top, open inhibitor. Another set of minions mid. Just trying to get that. Do we see a fight though? We see Hachimecha dropping the LT, Braum dropping it as well, not really achieving much here. And that might have actually been it. We see Lucian dropping his ulti now. Crest Gaming Act with sort of a pitiful end display, or trying to start a fight. I just don't think Rageist was the right pick here. Moon diving on in. Crest Gaming Act looking oh so weak. So many minions going to be pouring into the base here. Yutapon out on his own now. We see the Paranoia drop, going on into the target, trying to kill anybody. So many targets on Crest Gaming Act, getting so low. They can trying to run back to the fountain. Camille finally dropping. Are they going to be able to get anything to go here? Can they make the turn? Yutapon getting very low, trying to chase it down. Doesn't quite fall just yet. There's a lot of missed targets there. And oh, Zoe at least able to get the kill onto Yutapon. The rest of members of Detonation Focus Me getting chased down. So 3 members Detonation Focus Me. Crest Gaming Act able to add a little bit more time to their lives, but that's 3 inhibitors down. The bottom lane inhibitor will be spawning here relatively soon, but that is not much to work off of. And Crest Gaming Act, they do now have access. They can go get that Elder Drake themselves. Let's go ahead and see this flubbed dive. I think Detonation Focus Me just getting a little too anxious, wanting to close out the game quickly here. But we see that Steel is already down there. The members of Detonation Focus Me already respawning. Eevee does have teleport and should be up before this dragon is taken down. Still a little less than half of the HP to going on. Ramoon trying to find a target here. We see the teleport coming in from Camille on the backside, trying to find a target. Hachimecha getting pinched here. If Camille decides to go in onto the Gragas, he is very likely dead. Hookshotting onto Hachimecha. Here comes LeBlanc taking out the oh-so-squishy Fat Man very easily. We see Super Minions pouring to the base. Elder Dragon going over to Detonation Focus Me. I mean, that bottom inhibitor might be respawning here shortly, but Crest Gaming Act, it's a 4v5 situation now. That last turret of theirs is going to be dropping here very quickly. And this Nexus will be gone here within the next 30 seconds less. Crest Gaming Act trying to do what they can with a last-ditch effort fight, splitting their efforts, but that doesn't matter. Detonation Focus Me gonna clean this one up. Crest Gaming Act just too behind the curve. Detonation Focus Me just far ahead, playing Crest Gaming Act so well. Hachimecha really got to go back to the drawing board, figure out if you can play something, practice that up, play it. You got to help out your jungle a little bit, or figure out a better champion for him to play, because that was a rough stuff. Detonation Focus Me good on them. Be proactive in their play, a little patient at times, I suppose. I think actually I would have liked to see a little bit more proper trigger. Don't let Crest Gaming Act scale as hard. I was worried about that team fight, but little bit more pressure. Anyways, I'm going to stop babbling on because I am clearly tired of just babbling on random nonsense. I could do more in-depth analysis for sure, but we're going to get to that later on this week. Guys, thank you for watching and stuff and yada yada yada. I'm going to go to bed. Good night.